Hey there, welcome back. This is Sarah Bailey, and today we're going to have a little fun, and I'm throwing in an extra video that I wasn't planning on when I first started creating this course. But we're going to talk about personality colors for recruiting because if you can identify what somebody's color is, it will make your prospecting and recruiting and enrolling so much easier. So what you're going to learn are what the different personality colors mean, how to identify them when prospecting, and how to speak to different personality types. A few notes. There are several different personality color tests out there, and different tests have different color meanings. Okay, so what we're going to use in this presentation is just going to be a simple 4 colors: red, yellow, blue, and green. Okay, most people have 1 or 2 dominant colors, but could have a little bit of all 4 of them. And as you're watching this video, don't look just for your color. Think about your prospects and what color they might be and how they might react to different situations. So the way this is going to work, you might watch it the first time with your own personality in mind, trying to figure yourself out. And then think about a particular prospect and go back and watch it again and look for clues of what their personality type is. Okay, it'll help. It takes a little time in the beginning, but once you get going and you start interacting with different personalities, you can have a lot of fun and you can figure out exactly what somebody else's color is. Like I said, there's red, blue, yellow, and green. The red personality is very driven. These are the CEOs of companies. They like to win. They walk in the room and they're sizing up the competition. They're very direct and to the point. They don't want any fluff. They don't want flowers and frills. They're just to the point. They're very competitive and determined. They're incredibly intense people and very confident. Even if they're wrong, they're still very confident. They have to be the best. The red personality loves a challenge, loves contest, and this can be great for recruiting. They like flashy things. They tend to be leaders. They're very high performance. There is no mountain too high for them to climb. In fact, they were born with an attitude of, I can do it now. They figure things out as they go along, and they're usually very enterprising. These are the people who had a lemonade stand when they were little, okay? The paper route, cutting the lawns of different people's houses. They're the ones that started out as entrepreneurs when they were 8 years old. They're the type who will act now and then think about it later. But they're not as good at time management. They hate it when other people are late, but they are often late themselves. So they might be late getting somewhere because they have so many things going on, but then they hate it when other people are late. On your Facebook profile, this is what you'll see for a red personality. They will have flashy things on their personal profile, their timeline, their wall. You might see things like really nice expensive cars or big houses or yachts, things like that. Lots of color. They will post about things they're winning, different competitions, different accomplishments they've done, extreme sports. You may see things on their wall about skydiving and mountain biking and rock climbing, dangerous, extreme sports. If you're having a conversation with a red through Messenger, they will often give short answers, but it doesn't mean that they're not interested. Okay? Just because they give a 2-word answer doesn't mean that they hate you or that they're not interested. They just are very concise. Brevity is their form of communication. It's just short. And since they're so competitive, you'd be able to say something to them like about your business. I don't know if this is a good fit for you, but you might like the products. I don't know if this is a good fit for you. And then you do a little takeaway and they're like, wait a minute, how do you know it's not for me? I love this kind of stuff. And then they might be ready to take action just because you pulled back a little bit. Okay? They'll think, well, why not me? Why wouldn't it be a good fit for me? They're also very quick to make business decisions. You'll notice that CEOs at different companies, they're very red. When they just make a decision about something, they just decide. And then they just go forward and then they deal with whatever the consequences are. They deal with the challenges that come up, but they are good at making decisions. Oftentimes, they will act before knowing how to do something. It's like, yeah, okay, I'll do it, and then I'll figure it out. A green. The green is the person who is the engineer. accountant. They're very numbers driven. They love spreadsheets. My husband is extremely green. In fact, we go on vacation and he has a spreadsheet for going on vacation, what we're packing, where we're going. And I've just given into it. I just kind of laugh about it now. It's kind of hilarious. Okay, so they want a spreadsheet for everything, extremely detail oriented, very analytical. They start on time with everything. They're very organized, very scheduled, and they want to know what's the plan. In fact, my husband will walk in the room and he'll say, "What's the plan, Bailey?" And he just wants to know what's going on, where we're going, and how is it going to happen. They're very practical and predictable. They love efficiency, and they're much more into function instead of fashion. So a blue personality is all about fashion and being trendy. A green doesn't care so much. They'll have nice clothes, but they're usually dated. Okay, they don't really care how good they look. They just want it to work. They will ask lots of questions. This is where my green comes in, because I'm asking questions all the time because I want to seek to understand. Okay, greens will want to do a ton of research, and for them it takes a long time to make a decision. But once they join you, they're extremely loyal and they'll stay for the long haul. The green personalities are not the type to company hop. There are a lot of people who will go from company to company because they're not getting the results they want. But a green will stay with you until they figure it out. As long as you give them the steps, they'll stick around. On a Facebook profile with a green, you may see that they don't post as often. And that's okay. It doesn't mean that they're not active on Facebook. They're just not posting a whole lot. But when they do post, you'll see things about numbers and specifics. And they may talk about accomplishments, but it'll be very much by using numbers to describe things. They see things in black and white. They're very clear about things. You either do this or you don't do it. You either see it this way or you don't see it this way. They're not really led by their emotions. They're led more by facts and figures. On Messenger, when you're communicating with them through messages, they may not use many words, like I said before, but it doesn't mean that they're not interested. They're very analytical, so they're going to ask you lots of questions. So when you get to that point after the presentation and you're asking them what questions they have, they will have a lot of questions and they will want to do a lot of research. They want data. Now, a lot of trainers, and some of my favorite trainers will say, you know what, give them as little information as possible. This means not just green, I mean any personality. Give them as little information as possible because in many cases, information can overwhelm people and lead them to not decide because they have too much information. But a green is different. Okay, so if a green is asking for more data and they want information, they want to know the product ingredient list for your products, go ahead and give it to them. Okay, because they need that certainty before they can make a decision to join you. And that's totally okay, because guess what? When they join you, like I said on the previous slide, they're very loyal and they'll stick around. Okay, so they want to know that you have the steps. So like a red, you would say, all right, let's go, and they'll go. You'll make a lot of money, let's go, and they'll join you. A blue, you would say, you talk about a party. Oh, there's so much fun, we get to go to events, and there's a big party. They're like, woohoo, we're in. And a green, tell them, look, in our company, we will give you the exact step-by-step process so you know exactly how to talk to people, what information to send them, and what to do to get them started in the business. Okay? It's very process-oriented. They want the step-by-steps. The blues right now are probably cheering, woohoo, let's have fun. They're all about fun. They're very vibrant. They love loud clothes. They like trends and fashion. They're very outgoing and adventurous. They'll wear bright colors. They're probably enjoying the fact that I use bright colors on the slide. They walk into a room and they just light up the room with their smile because they're usually smiling and beaming. Things don't get them down. They're very glass half full rather than half empty. They also like compliments. You don't have to be fake about it, but compliment them. They love it. Blues, on the other hand, tend to be very disorganized. It's just kind of how their minds work. They're all over the place. They're not very money driven, which could be good or bad. You know, when it comes to paying bills, maybe it's not such a good thing. But when it comes to an obsession with money, they're not, and that's good too. They like the public recognition. So when you talk about your company events and how at different rank advancements in the company, people will get to walk across stage and be recognized. They love that kind of stuff. They love meeting new people. So when you have events, talk to them about the event and the community. They love parties. On a profile, Facebook profile, the blues will have pictures of parties, lots of people, fun stories. They might be, I don't know, drinking wine, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean they're alcoholics. I'm just kidding. They just like to have fun. So you'll see them at events, like with lots of people, lots of color, wearing nice clothing. When they talk in Messenger, they often talk with lots of emojis. So I'm guessing right now the blue personality is looking through these different emojis to think how many different emojis they use when they're messaging people. And the green personality is looking at the slide thinking, oh my gosh, look at that. The emojis are not perfectly lined up with that line on the slide where she says, often talk with lots of. So it's just funny. Like the blues love the color, the splash, the energy, the excitement. And when they write you messages, they'll give you long, high energy responses. Okay, you can tell I have a lot of blue in me because I'm getting very excited talking about the blue portion of this video. Okay, you want to tell them about convention, the trips, the team incentives, team events, talk about community with them. They're motivated by recognition, they love vacation incentives, and they also love fun. They're motivated by fun. A yellow, okay, now we're going to step back a little bit. We're going to calm down. Yellows are very compassionate and empathetic. How can I help you? They always want to help out. They're extremely nurturing. A yellow is often most people's best friend because they will open up and they will listen to whatever you want to talk about. They'll let you cry on their shoulder. See how my energy is shifting? It's just calming down. A yellow will do this for you. A yellow, if you are a red or a blue, a yellow will help bring you back to center and calm you down. You may not always want it, but they're really good for that. They're also eager to please and they're non-competitive. And both those things may not be great in network marketing. Okay? In network marketing, to achieve the great rank levels, it does take more of a competitive personality. Doesn't mean you can't get there as a yellow, it just might take you a little bit longer. Okay, when you're eager to please people, this can be really damaging and difficult when you prospect people because it's hard for you to handle rejection. But one thing you have to remember when you're prospecting and you are a yellow is that if somebody says no to your opportunity, it's more about them than it is about you. So don't stress out about it, okay? Yellows are not motivated by money or pressure. If you give them high pressure, they're not going to like it and they're going to shut down. Okay? But they are the ones you want to go to for compassion and empathy. As a yellow, yes, you can grow a big business. You'll just have to learn to be a little bit more assertive and a little bit more competitive. The one thing I haven't mentioned yet is that yellows are very good at putting others first. And one thing I teach in a lot of my trainings, and you'll hear about it in the video about conversation starters, is to put others first. Put the spotlight on the prospect. When you're talking to them, you want to figure out what their needs are. You want to figure out how your business can help them solve their problems. And a yellow can be really good at this. Putting the other person first, putting the spotlight on the other person, focusing on their needs, finding out what their needs are, and then showing how your company or products can meet those needs. Yellows are also, they're tie-dye and Birkenstocks, crunchy nutty granola, and it's not a bad thing. They love organic foods and soaps, organic clothing, organic sheets for their beds. They dress for comfort, not fashion. They want elastic bands on their waist. They just want to be comfortable. They love bubble baths, fluffy pillows, and stargazing. And they're very loyal. They're good listeners, and they are extremely patient. A yellow, their Facebook profile will have flowers and fields and animals. And they'll have very touching stories, human interest stories, animal stories. They'll have videos. You'll see that on their profile. On Messenger, when you talk to a yellow, they will have much longer messages. They'll be in story form. They tend to talk in one giant paragraph. This is something that drives me bananas. When you send messages to people, you should only have 1 or 2 sentences and then hit your return button a couple times so that there's a space and then another sentence or two, and then a break. It makes it much easier. It's called visual flow. But a yellow will put everything all in one paragraph. Sometimes they don't use commas when they're talking. They don't always use a period. They just ramble and they go on and on. They want to tell you the whole story. So you'll see longer messages from them. And then you can talk to them about your company, how your company participates in charity. They like to know that how your company is helping other people or what charities you give to. You want to talk to them about team support and community. Yellows are wonderful to have on your team. They will help bring your team together. Okay, this is something that is totally hilarious that I'm going to read to you. I'm not going to put it on a slide. This is something about personalities that I picked up from a Dani Johnson training. Dani Johnson, if you don't know her, she's a wild, crazy trainer, very spiritual, very outgoing, high energy, and she just has a way of putting things. And for those of you who've been through her training, you might have heard some of this before, but I'm going to give you a few examples of how different personalities might experience life. First of all, toilet paper. Each personality uses toilet paper in a different way. For example, the blues, the sapphires, they talk on the phone while they're on the toilet. A sapphire is the one who invented the mute button for the cell phone. And they will also waste a lot of toilet paper. A yellow wants to save the environment. They want soft toilet paper, but they don't use a lot. They don't want to be wasteful. They won't overuse, but they do want it soft. The green personality, that's the engineer type, is very military. One square in 4 parts. They like efficiency and not wasting and getting whatever is on sale. The red, the ruby, maybe on the phone, but on a conference call or closing deals. They wait until the last second to go to the bathroom, and then they're very quick, boom, bam, out of there. They're done. And then when it comes to sex, I wasn't going to talk about this, but I've been married 25 years, so I guess I can. The blue personality, anytime, any place, anywhere, the Mile High Club, golf courses, wherever. The yellow personality, they need to set the mood. They light candles, they'll have a bubble bath, nice wine. They remember birthdays, anniversaries with flower petals on the bed. They'll cook you dinner and clean it up. They want a dual bubble bath and will massage your feet in the tub. The green personality, the engineer type. It's 9 p.m., everything's clean and organized, kids are in bed, let's go. The red, the rubies. There's no time for foreplay. It's quick, done, out of here. Don't caress my hair. Let's just get to it already. And then when you're going out for dinner, the green personality. No foods are allowed to touch each other, and you do not share your food. The blue, the sapphire, wants everyone else to order first so they can have a taste of what everyone's eating. The yellow personality, they really don't care where they want to go to, where people want to go to eat. They'll go wherever. They want everybody else to be happy. The red personality, the rubies, eat, done, gone. They're always the first ones done with eating and with everything. So I hope you enjoyed that. So quick review. Once again, go through these slides first for you, and then go back and review, keeping different prospects in mind. And then when you come across a different prospect, you might want to come back and watch this again and go to their personality type and see how you can best speak to them. With reds, you want to be more direct. With blue, you want to talk about the fun they will have, the parties, the events. The yellow, you want to show how you will support them, and you talk about charities. The greens, they're very analytical. They want the data. You want to give them the step-by-step instructions on exactly what they will be doing when they partner up with your company. So I hope this information has been helpful. Hope you guys have a super fantastic, awesome, awesome day.